Hi and welcome back, and in this video we're going to be looking at the third card of the Major Arcana, which is card number 2, the High Priestess, or in the Thoth Tarot deck just known as the Priestess. And this card for me is really about the intuition and the inner knowledge that we either want to possess or have. And if we just look at the card, we'll look at the Rider-Waite card first. So, just to put this into context of if I was doing a reading and this card came up, and if we just look at maybe two of the most popular readings, which is relationship or career for me personally. So if this card came up in a career reading, it would immediately indicate to me that either this person is working in an industry or job that is based around healing or supporting people, helping people, or that is where they should be starting to put their attention. That is really sort of what their will is, and that's where they should start taking steps. In a relationship reading, it's a very positive card. So if it's somebody that is already in a relationship, then this card really symbolizes the affection, connection, understanding, that sort of really deep care that you have for another person, and that invisible bond that two people can quite rarely have. If it's someone that is single and this comes up in a relationship reading, then I always interpret it as that lonely time, that lonely period, single period, is actually leading to intimacy, true intimacy. So the connection of two souls, the energy exchange, that bond. So it's a really, really positive card. Now, just to quickly mention as well, and just bring up the Thoth tarot so you can see the difference. Now, obviously, visually, there's a huge difference between the cards, but actually, the symbolism is very, very connected between the Rider-Waite and the Thoth card. Now, I mentioned in the last video about how the Tree of Life corresponds to these cards, and the Priestess is quite a unique card. She is Kether to the Tippereth, so she's a bridge over the abyss, which is quite an interesting process, and I'll bring that up for you to look at as well. And one other quite interesting fact about the if we go back to the Rider-Waite High Priestess card, it actually marks out the Tree of Life on there as well. It's a very, very strong card and a very unique card. So in terms of what this means for your sort of individual journey, and I'll concentrate more on the Thoth tarot card for this, because this is what I primarily use, and I think it just gives that information a bit more clearly. This shows, so the previous card, the Magician, this shows that you have moved past the Magician. You've created your own world, but in reality it's almost putting out fires. You have the ability now. So, for example, you don't have enough money. You have the ability to manipulate the elements to bring that money, or you don't have a relationship and you want one. You have the ability to manipulate the elements to attract, to bring someone into your life. But what the Priestess has started to understand and feel is that there's something much deeper to this process as well. And it's about turning inwards stillness, almost isolation actually for some people. That's the process that I really felt with this part of the journey. To isolate yourself so that you can actually concentrate and work on what you actually want to create. It's okay being able to create, but actually it's more important to know what you want to create. And just from my experience, if you ask people, what do you want? What is your plan? I would say 80, maybe 90% of people, they might have a rough idea or some kind of vague hope, but they don't really know what they actually want. It could be, a lot of people respond with, I want to be rich. It's not really an answer, is it? That's a material thing that you want brought into your life, but what do you want? What do you actually want inside you? What is your journey? What is your path? And a lot of people don't really even make it this far on their journey. So if you've got to the priestess, you're actually doing really well. And if you actually get through this, you'll be a really balanced, calm a person with a lot of intuition, a lot of instincts, and a lot of knowledge about yourself as well. Another aspect of this journey is even basic things like what makes you happy. Why have you been doing things that make you unhappy? Is it societal pressure? Is it family? Is it relationship pressure? Is it your boss at work? Why do you do these things that you don't want to do? And then when you start to look at that in more detail, that again brings up the key question is, what do you want to do? And once you can answer that, then you can start to work on how to actually move in that direction. You've got all the knowledge to create, you just don't know what you want to create, and you just, like I said, putting out fires, money, relationship, even health, you're just putting out those fires, but there's no deeper meaning to it. So I hope that helps. I did digress at a few points there, but this is such it's such an interesting card, and I could talk about this card for an hour. There's so much information about it, but I think it's best if I keep it reasonably brief, and I think I've covered a lot of the basics. And in the next video we're going to be looking at the fourth card number 3. And again, as always, if you've made it this far and you like my content, please like, please subscribe, and please interact if you wish to as well. Thank you.